Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Louise. My name is Louise and today I'm continuing on with my KonMari series. If you haven't seen the first video, make sure to do so. I will leave a link in the card right here in the video and also in the description below. But today I am tackling all of my art and this was really hard. I had to throw out I think almost 80% of my art, but in the end, I think it worked out really great. So in the first part of this series, you saw me sorting out all of my art supplies, and in this one, I'm tackling it a bit different. As you see, I'm laying out 4 pieces of post-it with 4 words on it. So I did 2 phases of this sorting. So I'm starting by collecting all of my sketches, all of my art, and sorting them into 4 categories. So I have the category of scan, out, keep, and reuse. So I'm just looking through all of my art and really trying to sense whether it's something I would use again or if it's something I want to scan and maybe make into products, or if I can reuse it. For example, with this large sheet of paper where I haven't drawn all of it, then I can reuse it. And I also of course have the category of finish, if it's some art that I feel like investing more time in to actually finish. And there were a lot of it that I can really take a decision on, so I just threw that in the scan pile, which came out to be a large pile, but there were a few of them that I knew I wanted to keep for sentimental reasons or because it has something to do with the books I write. Because I do a lot of art for the books I write, because I do write a lot of children's books and fantasy books as well. And as for the reuse part, I do make a lot of sketchbooks myself, so therefore I could use a lot of the paper for those, or I could save it and maybe do some art on them, because I don't think you should throw out everything. If there's only just a little scribble on it, you can still use the paper as it is, because I do buy some, I think paper is expensive when you're an artist. A block of paper with like 30 sheets for $10-15, I think that's expensive and you shouldn't really just throw it out. And this whole process of sorting out my art, I think it took 4 days in total, because just the scanning part was really tedious. My scanner is a really high quality scanner and it takes about 2 minutes for each. And as you can see, some of the sketches have both front and back, and some of them are too large for my scanner, so I had to break it up into 2 parts, which means if I had front and back, it would be 4 scans for 1 page. So that was a lot of time, but I think it was really worth it, because then I have my whole collection of art collected on my computer digitally, so I can always look back on it. And of course, you cannot KonMari without snacks, so I got this really great Pringles. I'm not sponsored, I just really like Pringles, and I tried this new flavor because I always get the plain one, and I ventured out of my comfort zone and got the sour cream and onion, which is really great. And that was a lot of rambling about snacks, so let's move on with the video. And you can also see a lot of fan art in this sorting. I love to do Disney fan art, and I do actually have a sketchbook dedicated to Disney fan art, and there were some random pages with just a block of color and a lot of swatching cards I'm throwing out because I don't really need that anymore, because I do have a book dedicated to swatches, so I know exactly which colors I have in which brands and stuff, so I don't buy multiples. And yeah, I think that's kind of that for the first phase of the sorting. And I will put some links for any art that comes up in this video. If I have a video on the art, I will definitely put the links in the description below if you want to check out my process, and maybe I will also do the links in the card as they pop up here in the video. And here you can see a lot of my earliest art. It is my manga phase. It wasn't really that big because I only actually learned about manga from a few cartoons in TV. We didn't have that many manga cartoons in Danish television. But there was, I think, some Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z, but I learned a lot of my manga art from YouTube. So that is that, and remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss out on my future videos, because I will definitely do a redo of my old art and getting inspired from my old art. It is part of a new series I'm planning on doing, which is called Fill a Sketchbook, and I'm actually going to fill a sketchbook, so every episode will be at least 5 or 10 pages in my sketchbook. And I just got really inspired by all of this old art when I was flipping through it and sorting it, so I'm definitely going to redo a lot of this, or at least get inspired by it and making something with it. Here I'm just sorting out some of the artwork I did for my Christmas calendar, and sadly I am going to get rid of most of it because I didn't really enjoy the results. So I'm scanning it first, and then you'll see in phase 2 where I actually sort the ones that I'm going to keep and the ones I'm going to throw out. But a lot of it I'm not going to directly keep, I'm just going to scan it. But I think this is overall a really great exercise if you have hoarding tendencies like I do, and sketches just tend to pile up, and if you scan it in a really great scanner, you could always have it right there digitally and it won't take up that much space. And you'll find, probably like I did, that you have a lot of sketches and swatches that you don't really need to save, and maybe some art that you're embarrassed by, and you don't need to hold on to that, I guess. I mean, you can hold on to some of it where you can see the progress, but I also had some embarrassing art that I didn't really want to keep because it didn't really make me feel good, so I just threw that out as well. And a lot of thumbnails, as you can see, for some of the commissions I've done, I just threw those out as well, but I kept the originals. And now I have my portfolio, and I'm of course also sorting through that. And I will say a lot of my marker art went in the trash pile because it's not archival and I'm not able to sell it or give it away to anyone, because I really want my art to be archival if I give it to someone. So just be mindful of that, and you can always scan it in and print it, that way people can get it as well still. And as you can probably see, I am ripping out pages of my sketchbooks. I saw a YouTuber do this when he sorted out all of his art. I will try and find the video again and link it down in the description below, but you shouldn't just keep all the sketches in the sketchbook. Just rip out the ones that you want to keep, and the rest you can throw out if you want to. But now I'm initiating the second phase, which is scanning everything. And this took, as I said, it took 4 days. And it was so tedious, but I'm really glad I did it. And as I was scanning, I did watch a lot of YouTube videos. As you saw in the video here, I watched the Frugal Crafter talk about being a hoarder and how you should approach buying new art supplies, and I think it was really informative. But yeah, next up is phase 3, which is sorting it out into 3 piles. So all of this you see now I scanned. So I have my sell pile and my keep pile, and I actually also have the throw out trash pile, whatever, but it's in the purple bag. And I decided to change the sell pile into a sell or giveaway, because I do have a lot of art that I don't think is good enough to be sold, but then I know someone who would be glad to have it. For example, I did a fan art of a Danish author's book. She's called Nana Fuss, and her book is called Spectrum, and I wouldn't be able to sell it because it would have to be something about copyright and stuff, but I know I can give it to her at least, and I think she would be glad to have it, so that's why I decided to make it a sell or giveaway pile. And as you can see here, I copped out and made a middle bunch, which is all of the art that I couldn't decide on right at the moment, but I do tackle it later in the video. And I think that's all I want to say for now. So I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the thumbs up, and also if you don't want to miss out on any of my future videos, hit the bell notification and subscribe button if you haven't already, and thank you so much for watching. So I'm sitting here with some of my originals for my children's book. I did that when I was 19, and it's really hard to let them go. I know if I was to publish another edition of it, because I'm planning to do that, I would make a new artwork for it, and this one is really poorly colored. I did a lot of editing, and I'm not really sure if I should toss them and keep the sketches, or if I should keep all of it or toss all of it. And I also have some other pieces here. That's a lot for some other children's books I did for another person, and I'm only holding on to them because I put so much work in it. But honestly, I'm never gonna use them ever. Only for like showcasing my portfolio, and I can do that digitally, so I'm not really sure what to do with this. Maybe I'm going to keep these and I can sort it some other time, but I'm really not sure what to do. I think it's time to let some of it go. Like, I have a lot of different kinds of it. As you can see, I have this one, which is the lined version, and then I have the colored version, and somewhere in here I also have the sketch of it. So as you can see, I do have a lot of versions of it, so I can just maybe save one of them. I am leaning towards keeping the sketches, because that's the ones that I can feel are most precious to me, because I don't really like to look at this coloring anymore, so I think I made a decision. here is the large bag of items I'm going to throw out and let go of. Here is my small pile of keep artwork for my portfolio or for sentimental reasons. And over here I have a smaller, some of these are cheating a bit, but a small pile of items I want to sell or give away to someone I know will be happy to have it. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. It was very fun and kind of hard to make because I have a lot of hard work in a lot of these items and a lot of sentimental value in them as well. So it's kind of hard to let go of so many items, but I'm really glad I did. And now I just have room for a lot more art. So I really hope you stay safe out there, and as we say in Denmark, hej hej!